Hey, what's up, everybody? Back with a recap, but this week's recap is a little different. We're down here in Vero Beach and flew down on Monday, and I'll tell you what, it was miserable. We took Elite Airlines, which is the only airline that lands in Vero Beach, this little airport down the street. Uh, it's very convenient on the Vero Beach end. On the New York end, we had to drive over to Newark, which was a major, major hassle, and then the plane was delayed. So I think we're going to revise our plans now in terms of air travel. I think coming in this direction, New York to Florida, we're probably going to be doing JetBlue into West Palm Beach. Still have an hour or so drive, but it's much easier. That ride is much less frustrating than trying to get across the Bronx. Now, going from here to New York, Elite Airlines is probably still a pretty good deal. I mean, it goes into Newark, but the last time we didn't have any problem at all. Well, anyway, long story short, we got down here, uh, and what I figured I would do, because I do a lot of shooting around this house, I figured I would reintroduce this house to you, so you get oriented. Because for the next, pretty much for the next 8 or 9 months, I'm gonna be shooting down here. So here, check it out. This is where we live. Okay? Now, we've been getting the house organized, but I did find time to create a knowledge segment for this week's recap. Here you go. This week's knowledge segment involves these things. Fingernail clippers. You've used them. You've probably got a bunch of them in drawers. But what do you really know about them? Well, first off, they were invented in 1875. Two people filed patents for it. One was a woman named Valentine Fogarty in the United States, 1875, and the other was a Hungarian who filed for a patent in the United Kingdom in 1875. His name was David Gestetner. Generally, historians of the fingernail clipper credit Gestetner with the actual invention. Now, the design of the fingernail clipper is what's called a compound lever. You have one lever up here and another lever down there. So you clip and boom, you got it. Now the fundamental design of the nail clipper stayed the same up until 1947, when a man named Bassett invented the well, he didn't reinvent it. What he did was he made some improvements. He put some slots on the back to hold the lever, and he put a notch in the front bolt here. And the other thing he did was to add a nail file to the fingernail clipper. Fingernail clippers, we take them for granted today. But in the 19th century, they were the iPod of the time. And, 100 years from now, people are going to look at iPods and they're going to think of them the same as fingernail clippers. That's it for this week's knowledge segment. So as you know, the motto of the recap is knowledge is good. And now you know a little more than I think you ever did about fingernail clippers. Well, anyway, here we are. It's Friday. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing this weekend, but I'm expecting we'll have nice weather. I'm sure we'll get around. I hope you're having nice weather wherever you are, and hey, check in next week. Now I'm organized. I can get more stuff done. Everybody, have a good one.